Anyway, so there we are. So it's quite a special bike, you know, and everybody that's rode it end up swearing a lot afterwards, saying it's something fast, you know. So there we are with that Guy Martin's rode it. He thought it was fantastic. I've had several people on it, and they've just said there's nothing else like it, you know. Anyway, you know, when I started up, but it will smoke a bit. The smoke clears when it's actually run properly, because it keeps being started up all the time. It doesn't get cleared itself with the smoke, you know. But and you'll notice that how fast it revs up. As fast as you can open the throttle, it revs up, because the engine is just so low inertia, you know. So there we are.
Okay, thank you very much, Brian. So let's. Hey, big round of applause to Brian, folks. Thank you very much, Brian. What a machine. What a machine. Okay, so moving on. One, two, 1, 2. There we go. Okay, so I think we've got pretty much everyone here now, guys. So without further ado, we will get going. Now, the tough part is, what are we going to start off with? That is the first question. I think what we'll do to start off with is we'll start off with our Brian, because he's going to get on the stage a little while for his interview. So we'll get going first. We'll make some noise. So I'm going to come and join up here, Brian. Can you give him a round of applause, please, guys? Mr. Brian Crichton here. He's going to tell you about his race bike, the CR700. Fire away, Brian.
Okay. Well, this is the prototype that we built. It must be 4 years ago now that I built this. This is a descendant from a one I built earlier, which I don't know whether people have seen. It's a red one, and Jamie Whittam's rode it, etc. The whole idea behind this project was to make a bike that was sort of 200 horsepower, 130 kilos in weight. So it's got a fantastic power to weight ratio. It's just over 100 pounds feet of torque at the back wheel. And with being 130 kilos, it's obviously very, very quick really. And it just wants to wheelie everywhere. But it was to make something that somebody could buy that wasn't in millions of pounds. It's very close to like riding a MotoGP bike or the top of the top super bike, and that was the idea behind it. And the reason it's 690cc is because we've got this silly 1.7 rule that got thrust on us with Rotaries. I mean, it used to be a 2-to-1 rule, but I got it knocked down to 1.7 years and years ago, obviously when we were racing. So the biggest bikes that were allowed in the class were 1200 twin Ducatis at the time, and so this is why it's ended up sort of 690, call it 700. Is because if you multiply that by 1.7, that's where you get up to the capacity, 1200cc capacity. So that's why it's this size, and but obviously the original earlier ones were based on Norton parts, which obviously have dried up now. There's very little Rotary parts anymore, so the people that I work for, Rotary Power, said you better design a new engine really, because we can't get parts to make these things. So this is a brand new engine we designed. So the whole engine is completely different from the original Norton engine. It's got gear drive rather than belt drive. The big thing that made it work is the trouble with the rotary engine is it generates a lot of heat, and also because the rotor is so close to the main bearing, if you like, the rotor bearing, that's the weak link, because it gets so hot and the oil starts flashing off, etc., and that's when you can get problems with it. So what we've done with this one is this actual the eccentric shaft, or the crankshaft, or whatever you want to call it, is got this water cool. So there's actually it's quite a technical thing to do. It's spark erosion. It's actually got it's got a hole through the middle, but it has a spark erosion tool go down and actually spark erode out pockets within the journals. So to get the water closer to the surface. So basically, the water pump obviously cools the rest of the engine, but there's also a split off that goes through the eccentric shaft, and obviously this has made the thing be able to do that power without overheating the bearings. So that's the breakthrough in it, really. And it's also it's got a dog-wing gearbox in it, made by Nova Transmissions for us. It's also, the engine is much shorter than the original engine, because the original Norton engine was just in a straight line, if you like. The eccentric shaft and the gearbox in and out shaft were all in a line, but this is stacked now, like modern bikes do, really, and which makes it shorter. So that's that, really. So there's little sort of things here and there. It uses an exhaust ejector to cool it. So that the thing at the back there, it's like it's got a nozzle in there, and it uses a Venturi effect. So the actual exhaust gas out the engine goes into this Venturi, which draws the air out the middle of the engine. So although the outside of the engine is water cooled, the actual internals, the rotor, is air cooled still. So that's what the exhaust does. So basically, the more throttle, the more energy developed, the more cooling there. So it pretty well balances out quite well, you know. So that's basically it, really.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to get it third of a minute. Just out of interest, how much one of these set us back, Ryan?
Well, the 145,000 there.
Excellent. I've got a bonus this one, so I'll have two, please, sir. I'll have two. But just, wheel it back up the guys where you started off. So once again, guys, just a heads up. Very noisy this one, so if you do have any small kids with you or dogs there, take a few paces back, cool their ears, okay? And once you're fired up, we'll aim the exhaust that away, as to not to upset the guys in the hall. Nice touch there. Yep, perfect there. Are you right there, Chris?
Sorry, excuse me. Is that on that side?
See how it sounds, folks. I'm excited for this one as well, to be fair.
But when that's done.
Big round of applause then, folks. Thank you very much, Brian. Fantastic. Okay.
sporty. Like it's quite. I can see how much you've dropped the forks. Does it just sit up that way at the moment?
Well, it's because
It's on the stand.
because the shaft's not quite there.
It's alright, come in close.
The shaft is quite there because the solidity of the way the shaft is quite, you know, that's why the forks are right. The actual body, you know,
You're on the van in, shouldn't you?
Thanks very much for talking to us.
Oh, that's all right. I hope everything goes all right for doing this here. I'm sure it will. Oh, that's okay.
Huh?
Have you ordered one? Buy one.
Can you take a photo? I can't believe I'm holding it.
I have to move a little bit now.
Yeah.